The unthinkable has happened. Keir Starmer, once hailed as Labour's steady hand, is now at the heart of a political implosion. Sources claim he broke down in tears behind closed doors, overwhelmed by defections, chaos and plunging support. The trigger? A stunning upset in the Runnon Helsby by-election, where Nigel Farage's Reform UK seized a traditional Labour seat by just 25 votes. The message was loud and clear. The public is fed up. This razor-thin loss wasn't just a fluke. It ignited a firestorm. Days later, Labour's support began collapsing. MPs defected, slamming Starmer's leadership and accusing the party of betraying its roots. Reform UK, long dismissed as fringe, is now emerging as a serious political force. Labour's policies have alienated its base. Amid a cost-of-living crisis, the party cut winter fuel allowances and disability benefits, even as MPs' salaries rose. Pensioners are freezing, the disabled are told to tighten their belts, while Starmer talks about grown-up politics. Is it any surprise that working-class voters feel abandoned? The cracks are now impossible to hide. Labour backbenchers issued a stark ultimatum: call a general election or be removed. Under pressure and with no authority left, Starmer announced a snap election, not as a strategy but a survival move. And it's not just Labour in trouble. The Conservatives are facing their own disaster. After major losses in local elections, Prime Minister Camilla Badenoch is battling to keep the party together. But both major parties are facing the same existential threat: Reform UK's rise. Voter frustration has reached breaking point. Inflation is crushing households. Wages are flat. Trust in institutions has collapsed. NHS waiting times are soaring. Crime is up. Home ownership feels out of reach, and both Labour and the Conservatives keep offering the same tired slogans. Enter Nigel Farage. He's unpolished and blunt, but that's exactly why he's resonating. He's saying what millions feel, and Reform UK is quickly shedding its outsider image. Polls now show growing support from disillusioned Labour voters, frustrated Tories, and an ignored middle. Starmer's strategy to appeal to everyone has backfired. He's ended up with no one. Even his own MPs are abandoning ship. And then came the Lucy Powell controversy, a flashpoint in Labour's crisis. On BBC Radio 4's Any Questions, Powell responded dismissively to a discussion about a Channel 4 documentary on grooming gangs. Her sarcastic comment, "Oh, we want to blow that little trumpet now, do we? Let's get that dog whistle out," was widely condemned as trivialising child exploitation. Though Powell apologised on social media, claiming her words were poorly chosen, the backlash was swift. Many saw it as yet another sign of how out of touch the political class has become. Health Secretary Weston Powell defended her, saying she was mortified, but the damage was done. Critics accused Labour of downplaying a horrific issue to avoid difficult truths. Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp called the party's response pathetic, demanding a full statutory inquiry into grooming gangs. Survivors' families added to the pressure, saying their calls for justice were being ignored. Scarlett West, one of the young women featured in the documentary, became a symbol of that ignored pain. Her father accused politicians of stalling and hiding behind bureaucracy. Meanwhile, Downing Street's attempt to balance criticism of politicisation with calls for action only added to public confusion. Inside Labour, the fallout is intensifying. Speculation swirls about an impending reshuffle. Reports suggest Lisa Nandy and Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson could be replaced. But these changes may come too late. The crisis isn't just about policy, it's about identity, trust and survival. Labour is in freefall. Starmer's authority is shattered. Powell's controversy has deepened public anger. Reform UK is no longer a protest vote. It's becoming a national movement. Driven by frustration and betrayal, working-class communities are rallying behind a voice that dares to speak bluntly, even if controversially. The next election isn't just about party politics. It's about a country in turmoil, a system on the brink, and voters desperate for change, whatever form it takes. Starmer didn't choose this moment. It was forced upon him by rebellion within and fury without. The political reckoning has arrived. Subscribe for more interesting videos in future. Until then, bye.